Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and record, guys, and I'm just gonna talk for like 15 minutes, and then I'm just gonna open it up, and we can chat a little bit more if you guys have questions or anything that's on your mind. So before we start, just a few announcements. Tomorrow, I'm starting my first Push to Emerald call. So I'm gonna send it out as a link to everybody on our team who is not an Emerald coach yet, who is basically a brand new coach. It's in our team page as well under the events section. But what my goal is to do them twice a month on Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. And you guys don't have to get on. If you want to, you can. If you have a new coach you want to jump on with, you can. But my goal is, again, it's kind of a PowerPoint that's maybe 4 or 5 slides, but it really just emphasizes the importance of going Emerald and what it does for your business. So I will be running those on Tuesday nights, pretty much every other Tuesday. Okay. On Wednesday at 9, we were going to do that coaching sneak peek. So Courtney and Katie and Kristen and myself were going to do that, and we can talk details in our little private message thread. But the way that's going to work is it's an actual webinar that's set up through Google Hangouts. And so the only real advantage of doing it that way is that it's not a Facebook group, where I know we all have so many groups. The only thing is you have to enroll people with an actual email address. So they may or may not come on live with us, but it automatically uploads to YouTube. And so we'll have a link that we can share with people even after it's over. So we may decide we hate this method. We may decide that we love it, but at least we're trying something just to see what else we can, how we can run a coaching sneak peek. So we'll try that out Wednesday, and Katie, Courtney, and Kristen and I are each going to talk for like 5 minutes and share our stories, and then I will upload the link into the team page too. So even if you are having conversations about coaching, about the business opportunity, you can talk to someone and say, hey, my team just recorded this 20-minute webinar last week. I'd love for you to check it out, just so you could hear from people from a different perspective from 4 different coaches on how they run their coaching business. So we'll do that this week. So the new coach training site is up and running. I meant to get in there today to play with it a little. I'm still not sure how you track progress or any of that. Basically just got it launched and sent the link out to everyone. So I'm going to get in there and play with it a little bit, just so we can kind of fine tune it and tweak it a little bit as well. But hopefully you should all be able to see 12 days of videos and 12 days of content. And that content is pretty much what Alyssa uses in the Royal Republic team training, and that she adapted from Melanie's team training. So it's all just kind of trickled down. But it's, the basic info on how to be a coach, how to run your business, how to set up your office, and all of that. Next, Team Cup. Woohoo! We have 4 teams. You guys, I can't believe we have 4 teams within our team. How exciting is that? So we are setting up our Team Cup teams. So make sure that you guys, if you don't know how to do that, I think you just go to the FAQ and pull up Team Cup registration, and it should give you a link to do that as well. And then you can just sign up your team, pick the team name, and go from there. I need to get a final head count for the retreat at some point, because I have some things I need to order. And so I need to make sure that I have a head count, I would say, within the next couple weeks. I know some of you guys were still looking at travel. And so once you make a final decision on that, please just let me know. Dates are March 1st through the 3rd. And if anybody is, I know Katie and I have been talking, and if flights are really wonky for you, if you need to fly in Thursday night, by all means, please do. I don't want anybody to feel like they can't come or they're not welcome at my house on a Thursday night. You are most definitely welcome. I just have some children that you're going to have to hang out with on Thursday night. So just be ready for those guys. What else? Oh, I want to start creating the team calendar for February. I was going to work on that. I know we were talking about doing the self-love challenge, which would be like a 21-day group, kind of back to basics, 21-day fix style. And then obviously I'll put the Emerald calls on there. That shouldn't say the 5th and the 9th. It should say whatever, probably the 5th and the 19th. And then I'm going to promote a round 2 of Transform 20, just in case there are people who, have seen us posting about it and who want to jump in, but I'm not going to run a separate group or set up like a separate preview group. I'm just going to add them in and kind of do some individual coaching offline. And then we need to pick, another sneak peek to put on the calendar as well. Nothing's really going on that week 3 of February. So maybe after this Wednesday, when we do our webinar, we can decide whether or not we want to do another webinar or go back to Facebook. So I'll let you guys figure that out. And then also for February, remember we have the fruit punch flavor launching, and I don't have a date on that. Does anybody have a date on that? I looked in the FAQ, but it just
Lisa, I think I looked and it said March for actual product. I looked the other day and it looked like it had changed. So maybe I'm wrong. I didn't look this week. But
I looked today, but all I found was the FAQ that just said it said February. It said anticipated launch February 2019, but no date.
Okay, cool.
So to be determined on that. But if you guys want to, and obviously we have Team Cup going on all February long too. So didn't want to throw too much on the calendar, obviously normal team calls, that kind of stuff. But I'm really excited to do this self-love challenge because I think a lot of us were just kind of feeling like, okay, we got our Transform 20 people, or maybe we didn't, and now maybe we just kind of want to move on. And so I think that'll be really great to kind of focus on back to basics and, loving yourself. And I don't know if you guys are thinking about it, but, even reading like a PD book in a group like that would be a great thing to do too, I don't have a suggestion off the top of my head, but I was just thinking about that, like ways to get people to like love themselves, maybe read a confidence boosting book or something, Okay, good on announcements. And I'll upload these slides in the team page too, so you guys can see them when we're done. So now I only have like 3 slides left. Woohoo! Okay, so I know one of the things that you guys we were talking about in our thread was how do you keep your challengers, your customers, your clients engaged? And some of the things that I do, this is just kind of my process. Uh-oh, I lost you all. Can you all still see me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fine.
This is my process. So basically, when I am talking to new customers, I am creating some type of hype, right? Getting them excited about a new program, a product, a challenge pack, whatever that is. And that's like, I'm continuing to talk to that person, follow up and message that person until they decide to place that order. And from there, once they've placed their order, I'm going to be checking with them probably like 3 to 5 days in to see if they've received their order. I have a YouTube video that I created that just kind of walks them through how Beachbody On Demand works, just because it's quick and easy and I can grab the link to it. And then I can just send that to them so they know, especially if they're a brand new customer, how to get into Beachbody On Demand, how to find the workouts, how to find the meal plans. So it might not be a bad idea if you guys don't already have one to even record a video of yourself, just kind of working through your computer and how you get to the workouts, how you choose a workout program, and then where all the program materials are. So I send that out to my customers just so they know how to get to everything. And then, I'm doing some private conversations back and forth, just choosing their actual start date, because I want to make sure, in my mind, I don't want somebody like Transform 20. Obviously, it was a launch of a new program. We all started on the same day, but that's not always the case. And so like, even with the self-love challenge, like I am going to start targeting and marketing now, probably after our little sneak peek, because I want people to understand that we are starting on February 11th. Obviously, I would love for them to purchase before so they have a week of prep. But even if they purchase like February 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, they know that day 1 is February 11th. And I find that it's easier when I have concrete dates to work with. And so we can choose a start date together. We go through those materials and I just send them that YouTube video. And I can share that with you guys if you want to see it. It's nothing pretty. It's like literally me talking to my computer, but it's 5 minutes long. And it just, instead of me sending 5,000 voice messages, it just breaks it down a lot easier. So then my kind of challenger engagement process is always on day one. I'm checking in with them to see how they're doing. Then at the end of week 1, I'm checking in with them. And then at the end of week 2, because those first 2 weeks are so crucial when somebody is a brand new customer or a brand new client. So I'm making sure I'm checking in with them. And I like to leave voice memos. I like to let them hear the inflection, the excitement in my voice. And I want to, share the excitement about the program, but also check in to see what challenges they're having. And where, what success they've had. Have they had any victories? What challenges are they having? And how can I help? So I'm checking in day 1, week 2. And then when it gets to be about week 3, I send them the message that I put in our group thread today, which is that auto ship message. So I let them know that it's been about 3 weeks since they've ordered and they have some options. And I always put it out there that they can either, upgrade to the VIP, so they get my same discount at 25% off, or they can earn their products for free by referring 2 people. And so even if they're not thinking that, it at least gets it in their head that if they like the products, there's a way for them to get their products for free. Not even necessarily thinking about coaching. And then I always follow up with my people again at that 30-day mark, because we may need to pick a new program for them. We need to check in and see kind of, what their fitness level is like, or if they need to add weights or change programs. So that's kind of my process for, checking in and engagement. And then as far as engagement within groups, when I'm sending these messages, depending on how they're interacting within the group. So if I see that I have someone who hasn't even posted in our group and I'm sending my week 1 message, I'm going to say, oh, and by the way, I haven't seen you posting in our group. Is everything okay? Just to make them think that you are worried and you are concerned about them, but you want to know why they're not posting in the group, and just share that the group is there for motivation, encouragement, and support. But I'm always checking in to see either where they're at, what their challenges are, why they're posting or why they're not posting, and see how I can help that way. And then just some other ideas over on the side. I've ran groups in the past where we've done like a giveaway, done a point system. It gets super tedious to track all of that, but if you don't have a ton of people and you're running something like a one-off group, it might not be a bad idea to do a point system, where they get a point for checking in with their workout, they get a point for checking in with their shake, or for sharing a recipe, they get 5 points. I've done groups like that. I don't personally have the time to do that right now, but it's an idea to get more engagement into your groups. All right. And then you can always do the coach sign up option as well. Just making sure that all of your customers understand that they know that they can sign up for a 25% off discount, and making sure that they know that that's an option before their auto ship comes in. So sometimes I find that people are more engaged when they know that they can get a discount on the product, or maybe not. But those are just some ideas that I have. But I have a spreadsheet that I use. So every time somebody purchases, I know when they purchased, what date, and then I know all of my follow-up dates. And obviously it's easier when you do have an actual launch or a new program and it's not just scattered people, but try to get into a system, because the more contact, or the more you're interacting with your customers, the more likely they're going to become either lifelong customers or more than just a 30-day Shakeology person. Because that's what you want to build. You want to build people who are advocates of your program and your products, right? And so getting those Shakeology 365ers or those kind of lifers is the goal. All right. So we'll come back to this if you have questions. This is a totally different subject. I should have named our topic tonight like hodgepodge or something crazy, because we're kind of all over the place here. But the second thing, I know Katie really wanted to figure out this U+2. And so I know everybody knows that the importance of Emerald in your business means that you have 2 coaches or 2 discount customers who are signed underneath you. which allows you to become eligible for Team Cycle bonus and free leads as long as you're hitting Success Club. Well, you also have the ability to put 2 people under you, which are accounts that you control. So you can use your credit card for 2 accounts. Now, that's only 2 accounts, no more. And those accounts are supposed to be household accounts. So it should be like your husband, your mother, your father, your sister, people who are in your family, who you're using your credit card for, if you have 2 controllable accounts. Now you may be thinking, oh my gosh, why am I spending all this money? Because I don't want to sign up all these people and then I'm on the hook for all of this. But when you have controllable accounts, you can place those accounts at the top of your organization so you have the ability to earn more money. You can also change your preferred placement in your coach office so that all the volume goes up through those accounts. So for example, every time I place a coach on my weak leg, every single one of those coaches goes through Josh's account because Josh is the very first coach on my weak leg. So every time I have new coaches coming in, all of that volume flows through him and then it flows through me. So I can double dip on those bonuses. All right. So I can show you guys how to change preferred placement, but that's the reason why I have him signed up as my very first coach on my weak side. You can also use those accounts to build to Emerald. So when you're pushing for Diamond, you have controllable accounts that you can help yourself rank advance to either Emerald. You can also build those accounts to Diamond, which is what I did in the beginning as well, because it gives you more opportunity to create more through Team Cycle bonus and to control the controllable, because some of us have working coaches that sometimes work, sometimes don't, sometimes hold rank, sometimes don't. And so if you're in like a qualification, it's sometimes easier if you can control those accounts. And it gives you the opportunity to have multiple income streams. So for example, at this point in my business, I get 4 paychecks every week. In the beginning, you may get like a cycle here or a cycle there, but when you really start to build all of those accounts and set up your preferred placement so your volume comes up through each of those accounts, then you can get to a point where you have paychecks coming from all of your accounts. And I realize that may be like way too much information or stressful or whatever. But if you guys need like me to do even a video to show you how to set up preferred placement, I'm happy to do that, or how volume actually works. I talked a lot about volume last week, but that's basically how you make money. You don't want to rely on sales because none of us want to just sell, right? You want to build an organization that builds volume so that you can tap into those Team Cycle bonuses and make sure that you're earning the majority of your paycheck. Eventually, it takes time because you have to build your organization, but you want the majority of your paycheck to come from volume. All right. And volume comes from residual sales of Shakeology from your coaches who are either just discount coaches and ordering Shakeology or anything, or your working coaches who are bringing in volume as well. And the more volume you have, the more income you can earn. Okay. So thinking about 2 people that you could possibly control, like my mom is signed up. She's a retired teacher. So I cannot earn a lot of money on her account. So what I do with her account is when I have people who want to switch from the customer to the coach, I will just switch them into her account. So there's not an actual commission exchange. Now, sometimes like these first 3 months of the year, I will be putting challenge packs through her because I need to get her to Success Club. But after the first 3 months of the year, I'll pretty much just be moving customers and coaches. So she's not earning a ton of extra income. Now, my husband, it doesn't matter because we do our taxes together, married, right? So I can do as much or as little in his account that I need to, just because we're doing our taxes together anyway. Okay. And we will do a call on taxes, but I want to make sure that I kind of have everything in place because we don't have our 1099s yet. And I want to show you guys how all of that will work. Okay. So you can control 2 other accounts. Now, and just so everybody knows this, you cannot use your credit card on somebody's account. to keep them active. Okay. So if they're not the two accounts that you control, just know that you, like, even if you need somebody to stay active so you can hold a rank, you know, they have to go in and make that purchase themselves. All right. You can offer like giveaways or prizes or incentives or that kind of stuff, but the actual purchase has to be from them unless it's the two accounts you control. Questions on any of that?
I guess I have a question just about, it kind of has to do with the taxes and the, I'm just having trouble finding a second person that's like comfortable giving me their social security number and willing to do that part of it. My mom and my sister, and they're all, you know, like skeptics. So, and then like for your mom, how does that work when she, like the 1099 would come in her name, but you're getting the income? How does that work?
So if the 1099 only comes if you earn over $600 in commission on that account.
Okay.
So you either have to watch it for that, or like last year, I did earn over 600 in her account, but I used all of her business fees. I had auto ship coming on her account. And so I was able to write enough off that with her taxes, you know, I always have, because the same lady, my mom lives near us. So the same lady does our taxes. And so I have her figure out what I would owe. And if my mom ever owes, then I just pay her taxes. Or you could save 30% in an account so that when it comes time, you could pay those taxes off. But the best thing I would say to do, if it's someone who has to be, like my mom is 70 years old, so she gets Social Security and her pension and all those things. So I can't earn over a certain amount on her account anyway. So the best thing to do is if it's someone like that, I would just say maybe just get them to Emerald, because that's not a lot of commission being exchanged anyway. But if you're looking like your spouse, I would say you could build to Diamond, no problem. And it doesn't really matter as far as the income that's being exchanged. But if you have a situation like that, then maybe just keep that as like one of your stable emeralds, you know?
Okay. That makes sense.
Good. All right,
What
guys.
does getting free leads mean?
So free leads are people that go in and create a free account with Beachbody. So when you hit Success Club 5, Beachbody randomly, if you're an Emerald coach and you hit Success Club 5, Beachbody gives all of those people just names. They give you a name and usually some form of contact information, whether that's email or phone number. Sometimes it's legit, sometimes it's not, but it's a person that you don't know that you can reach out to about Beachbody and say, hey, I see you created a free account. I'm your coach, Kim, and I'd love to know more about your health and fitness.
Okay.
And then when you hit Success Club 10 and are an Emerald or higher coach, Beachbody actually gives you people who are going in and making orders. So like somebody wants a bag of Shakeology, they don't have a coach, they go in, they grab it, and then you would get that person and you would get that commission for free because you hit Success Club 10.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's nice. So that's why, like, you know, I mean, for me personally, that's an extra $200 to $300 extra a month that comes from people I don't know because I'm committed to, you know, hitting that 10 every month.
One of the girls who I got assigned as a free lead, she's one of like my biggest participants in our challenge groups, and she just reached out to me about becoming a coach. So it's huge to get those free leads.
Yeah. And Renee, who's on our team, was a free lead of mine. I'm not saying that like they all work out because a lot of them have like bad contact information. But like I stalk my people, like I'll look for them, I'll email them, I'll call them, I'll text them, I'll look for them on Facebook. So it just gives you, you know, because a lot of us eventually run out of friends and family and warm market leads. So it just gives you another, you know, more people in your network that you can talk to about the opportunity.
Okay.
I have a quick question about that too. I feel like I saw somewhere, and I don't remember where I saw it, that you have to have like a certain type of picture on your coach account, and then you have to have a certain amount of your profile, like your Beachbody profile completed and all this stuff in order to get the free leads. So is that real?
It used to be, but I don't know that it is anymore. Because they changed our back office and our coach office last year. So I don't even know if that's the case anymore, you know?
Yeah.
Does anybody know the answer to that question? I don't know. I'll have to look, Katie, and see, but that used to be the case, but like our back office looks so different than it used to even a year ago. So I'll have to look for you and see, okay?
Okay. Because I definitely don't have all those things yet. So
No, I know. All right, I'll look at that.
thank you.
All right, last couple things. I wanted to talk a little bit more about, so there was a national wake-up call, I think back in September, and the speaker was talking about this PBJ method, so this peanut butter and jelly sandwich method for inviting people. And I know one of the things that I personally struggle with, and I'm trying to be better about it, is talking more about coaching and inviting more to the business opportunity. And so this is a simple method that allows you to reach out to people and share the business opportunity. And so what it is basically you're building a PBJ sandwich. So you have a piece of bread. So people who are liking and commenting on your post, people who are watching your stories, you know, the first piece of bread is just simply thanking them for taking the time to look at your post, to look at your story, and just saying that their support means so much. You always get nervous about posting, So it's basically just a thank you. The peanut butter is the compliment. So you actually take the time to look at their page or at their stories or at their posts and see if you have anything in common and make an actual connection with them. So the sticky peanut butter, so you're making that connection with them. And then the jelly would be the actual invite. Have you ever thought about being a virtual health coach? So I will say this, so you can do this like all together in a paragraph, but I would wait and see kind of what the relationship is with this person. If this is someone who you just friended or just followed or just started noticing, watching your stories, you know, start with one step at a time. You know, take that first piece of bread and see if they respond, and then maybe move on to the second and make that actual connection, and then go on to the third and send that invite. But the third and the fourth kind of go together. So when you're saying, you know, have you ever thought about doing what I do or becoming a health coach like what I do? And then I really like the fourth piece, which gives them the out. If not, no worries. Or, you know, no big deal. If not, I just think you'd be great. Obviously, you would reword this in your voice. And then, you know, I'm still going to support you and hope you continue to support me on social media or whatever. So giving people that out, or letting them know your feelings aren't going to be hurt no matter what, I think gives them more of an opportunity to respond back, because they're like, oh, or, you know, oh girl, no, this is not for me, but thanks for thinking of me. Or, you know, I have thought about it, but, so this is a method you can use, whether you break it up into the bread, the peanut butter, and the jelly, or you use it all together. Let me move this out of the way. I can't see. So you can use this method to invite people to coaching that are watching your stories, liking and commenting on your post, or even people who you want on your dream team. So I have this list that I created maybe like 3 years ago when I started coaching. And it's like people who I think would be really great coaches. And I can't even tell you, like, most of those people have told me no 1,000 times, but Kristen was on that list. So, I mean, she finally one day said yes to me and became an amazing coach. But it's just people that you think would be good coaches because you see something in them that they're already doing or putting out there. They're already sharing recipes. They're already working out. Or maybe you just really connect with that person. So this is a really great method just to kind of get yourself in the habit of doing these messages. And then I'll show you an actual breakdown of how you could do this. So on Instagram, I don't know about you guys, but Instagram makes me crazy and stressed out. So maybe just picking like 3 to 5 people a day to personally invite. And again, those people who are watching your stories, number one, thank them. And this just gives you a sample script. Hey, Sarah, I noticed you've been watching my stories. I want to say thank you. And then number 2, move right to that compliment. I noticed you're a mom as well. Your daughter's adorable. Or like me, I would maybe connect with somebody who's a boy mom, right? Who has 2 boys like me. And then you could use that opportunity to see if they respond, or go immediately into inviting them to an actual challenge group or coaching opportunity. And you could use this sample script. Hope I'm not being too forward, but I see you're a positive person, or I see you're also into fitness, or I love the recipes that you share on your page. I'm always looking for positive people to join my team. Have you ever thought about being a coach? And then again, give them that out. I think the out is the key part that just really lets them know that, like, you know, no skin off your back. You're just putting it out there that no worries. I thought I'd mention it because I never know who could benefit from this opportunity the way that I have, whatever. So that just gives you kind of a sample script of how you could use that method to invite people either to the coaching or the challenge group opportunity. But I would say really focus, especially on Instagram, on like 5 people that you can track. For me, tracking is so hard on Instagram. I can't get it together. But you can also do this 5-3-1 method that's listed below. And when you're following somebody new on Instagram, a good way to kind of connect with that person is this 5-3-1 method, which is liking 5 of their pictures, commenting on 3 of them. Obviously make it genuine, something that you would actually comment on, and then messaging them about 1 of their pictures. So again, if it's a boy mom, I would find a picture maybe of her kids dressed in the same outfit, because I still dress my kids alike, even though they're like 3 years apart, you know, and like making a genuine comment on that, because that's something that I do. And that's something that, you know, resonates with me. So trying to find people that are like you that you could use this 5-3-1 method on. And then it just breaks it down a little bit more over on the right. And again, using that PBJ method either all at one or in pieces, depending on your relationship or connection. If it's a brand new connection versus someone you've already been talking to and building a relationship with. So I find that this works, and I find that it helps, especially when you're just like, Katie, I know we've talked before about just sending those random invites and they feel unauthentic. So I think this helps a little bit when you're giving that out and saying like, I just think you'd be awesome on our team. If this is not your thing, no worries. I just thought I'd put it out there. Phew, now I'm out of breath. Okay, friends, I'm done talking. So does anybody use this method? Have you heard of it before?
I do it to an extent, more your peanut butter and jelly than the 5-3-1 method. I feel like it was in the script anyway, you know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and this was from somebody's call on a national wake-up call that I just grabbed really quickly and wanted to share as another way, because I know people struggle with inviting, you know, which is one of our vital behaviors. But I'm just a firm believer in always having something to invite to, whether that is a challenge group or coaching like webinar or business opportunity. Having those concrete dates or having something to invite to helps move your business forward.
Yeah, my Instagram is so small, I feel like.
Yeah.
And like I don't get a lot of comments or likes on there. So I've been like randomly going in and adding friends and stuff, but I don't know. I feel like a lot of those people are already like coaches, and I don't know.
And Kim, are you adding new people every day? Are you trying to like intentionally go in and add or follow new people?
Yeah, I've been trying a lot. I actually sent like 30 messages last night, but I didn't like try the whole like liking and commenting on their photos first, you know. So I think I probably just look like some crazy scammer or something.
No. I use Captivate and Cleaner to help find people to follow. There are a couple of apps that you can download for Instagram on your phone. I don't really have like raving reviews about anything. Like I'm still kind of toying with Instagram myself. And it's hard because social media changes so fast. And I feel like as soon as I figure something out, it changes, you know?
Yeah.
And so I would just make it your goal to follow 10 new people every day. make it a goal to maybe use that method of the 531 or the PBJ and try to start like at least 5 new conversations every day. And something I've started doing is, again, trying to be more cognizant of coaching posts. And I'm trying to post once a day about fitness, motivation, nutrition, something related to what we do, you know, fitness wise. And then I'm trying to post once a day about coaching or lifestyle or business or that kind of thing. So that every day when I do my like power hour, I can do 10 invites to coaching, 10 invites to a challenge group based off people who are liking and commenting on my posts, because I'm trying to separate, you know, I'm talking about the business side, I'm talking about the fitness side. Who are my people who are watching? Who have I talked to? Who may be interested? And honestly, I have to tell you guys, I haven't really invited to the coaching opportunity a whole heck of a lot. In the last couple weeks that I've been intentionally talking about coaching and inviting to coaching, I have more people that I would have never thought would be interested in even just hearing about it, just by putting it out there. And I feel like that's super exciting. Like, why didn't I do this 2 years ago? But that's just, I'm not, and I obviously, you guys know, like, there's no right or wrong way. This is your business. But I will tell you that, you know, if you have the vision of growing a big business and earning a full-time income, it definitely comes with building a team. And building a team comes with talking about that business opportunity more. And I didn't do that for 2 years. So I had a slow start. But, you know, I think just sprinkling it in or breadcrumbing it in throughout the week is definitely a good way to help, or at least let people know that it's not just fitness. It's also a business that you run that allows you to do these things. Like Kristen's post tonight was perfect. And Katie's, you know, like those are the 2 I saw. So it allows you to go to Target, or it allows you to have a side gig that doesn't make you have to go out of the house and be away from your puppy, you know? What else? Anyone? Is everyone super excited that January is almost over?
No,
No?
no, because I need people I need commitment.
Well, you've got it. And Laura's been having some good success meeting with people in person.
Mm-hmm.
And like getting on the phone with people as well. And I definitely think that's a lot easier, or a lot, you know, but I just don't have a lot of local people that want to do what I'm doing.
Right.
I actually have that, the potential customer that I mentioned in the group that's going through radiation and just had her lumpectomy a month or 2 ago. She wants to meet with me in person on Wednesday. So I'm really excited because I just feel like, I don't know, you get an automatic response. You don't have to wait for them to I'm hoping we can just place her order right there when we're sitting together. Because she's 100% sure she wants Shakeology. We just need to figure out the workout part. I'm probably going to recommend PiYo, like you said, Lisa. But
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, that'll be my first time meeting in person about it, and I'm really excited about it.
Yay! Keep us posted.
Yeah, and hopefully that'll be Success Club 6 after that.
Yay! What else? Is there anything that you guys feel like you're struggling with or you need more help with?
I can't even get my challengers to I check in with them on Sundays, send them like a weekly quote to kind of pump them up for the week. And then I ask them how their week was, what they're doing, how their program's been going. And I want you to know not one person has responded to me. Not one.
So when my people don't respond, that's when I send them the kind of freak out message where I'll be like, Laura, I really hope that everything's okay with you because I haven't heard from you for 2 weeks. And as your coach, I just want to check in and make sure that everything's okay with you. I know how excited you were to start this program, and you're kind of freaking me out just a little bit. And then they feel really bad, and then they will respond.
It's so funny though, because most of them have kept on like their Shakeology. I just don't know if they're working out or not.
Probably not, if they're not responding to you.
I mean, but a couple of them, like my husband and wife team, the husband has lost like 28 pounds, and the wife lost like 10 or 11 last time I talked to them. And she's like, yeah, I'll send you pictures, the measurements, and you can use them for Transformation Tuesday. Haven't heard from her.
Well, you know what? You just keep trucking along.
So,
I was listening to a call today. I'm doing a training with Josh Coates, and I don't have my notes on me, but he was just like, like you just show up for the people. Like you do everything in your heart that you know you should be doing, which is checking in on your people, following up with your people. And, some are going to respond, some are going to do what they said they were going to do, and some aren't. And you just have to know that you gave them every ounce of customer service that you could give them, and then just keep going. Just, let them know that you'll be there for them, but you're not going to harass them.
right. I had one quit on me though. It was funny because she's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna keep doing the shakes and stuff, and I'm like, do you not know I can see your orders? And I know that you haven't ordered anything since October when you started.
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever.
I was gonna say I have two quick things. One is that I'm sure you guys probably already do this, but I've been asking. I mean, I have like 3 challengers, so it's a lot easier for me right now. But I've been messaging them and saying, hey, what is the best way for me to check in with you as a coach? Like, how do you want me to check in? Do you want me to check in daily? Do you want me to check in once a week, once every other week? Like, what works best for you? Or do you want me to ask about your food, your workouts? Like, what do you want me to do? So I'm kind of trying to personalize it to each person. And then my other, question is one of the girls that's doing Transform 20. I asked her at the end of week 1 how she was doing, and she's like, oh my gosh, I hate it so much, but I paid for it, so I'm going to do it. It's like, I don't know how to respond to that.
Well, you just tell her that the good news is that she still has access to like 700 other workouts, so you can recommend a different program if she really hates it, but
yeah, she didn't get the step, so I'm thinking that if she doesn't continue with Transform 20, which I would be surprised. She posted several times the first week, and then she hasn't at all since then. So she's really into weightlifting, so I'll probably recommend either like Body Beast or Lift or something like that.
Yeah. And that's what's so great. So we have so many things at our fingertips to recommend,
Yeah.
Yes. All right.
So I just have one quick thing in my challenge groups. I do a weekly Sunday night check-in with a rating scale of like you, like 0 being like you bombed it, or 5 you did awesome. And that's where I start my conversations from with people as they respond to that. And it seems to really, it's something new that I've just been doing. It seems to really help because it's like everybody in that group will kind of like pop in long enough to rate themselves usually. And it's like a judgment-free zone. And then usually I ask like one question at the end, and it just goes up on a Sunday night. And then I can see like, okay, this person had all 1s this week. Like I really need to follow up and see what's going on. Or this person had all 5s. Like they're good. Like they might not be posting, but like they're rocking it. And honestly, in my groups, like if you go 2 to 3 check-ins without it, you start getting tagged in the check-in post. Like I'll tag their name and just wait for them to respond like, hey, it's been 2 weeks. So, and like, it seems to really have like boosted our engagement a lot by having that quick rating scale. So just something maybe to try.
Yeah, I like that. Good work, Allison. No, that's good. And, Courtney, and I think it was Courtney, I don't know if there's a right or wrong way to do it. Sometimes I get a ton of engagement. Sometimes like people are like fall off the face of the earth, And like I said, just as long as you know in your heart that you've served them well and done you know, everything that you can do to check in with them, then at some point, you know, I either got to let it go or I don't know. But, you know, things to spice up the challenge group, I'm all in for that. You know, I like that weekly check-in.
Well, and you know what gets me is that I created a separate group for my challenge because so many of them acted like they were too intimidated to post in the big group.
Mm-hmm.
So we have the little group and no one posts. So now I have double the work where I'm like, really, guys? But I think I might try that rating system. I have been trying to do more polls and asking them to do, you know, measurements, and I'll have them like check off if they've done that. And I've had people do it, but then they still never post because I want Transformation Tuesdays. But yeah, so I'm working on it. We'll get it.
Yeah. Yeah. And, you know, what works in one group may not work in another group, you know.
Right.
It's just, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like it's luck of the draw, whether it's a new program, whether it's not, whether it's a good group, the energy, you know.
Yeah.
It's always trial and error every time.
Right.
Yay. Is everybody still awake? Yes. I don't want to keep you guys too much longer. Now that we have our free Zoom, or not, it's not free, but now that we don't have the 30-minute Zoom, we could go on and on and on, and no one would know what time it is. So I definitely don't want to keep you guys past 9:30, and we're a couple minutes over. So I want to make sure you have time to do what you need to do and spend time with your fams too. Anything else? And obviously, you know, continue to use our group message threads or whatever works, whatever is the easiest form of communication. Please feel free to use it because I want to make sure we all are helping each other. If we all have ideas we can share, let's do it. Good?
Yeah.
Everybody okay? Everybody ready to smile? Like for a really good picture? Let's see who's going to be on the home screen today. Laura, you're on. Okay, can you guys give me a smile? 1, 2, 3. Okay, thanks. Okay, guys. Well, hopefully that was helpful. Hopefully you got a couple ideas. I'm going to upload the slides into the team page, and then I'll upload the recording as well. And then, you know, just share as things come up. Questions, comments, concerns, what's working, what's not working. You know, I want us all to be able to do this together and, you know, share our success, but also figure things out together too. Sound good?
Yeah.
Thanks.
All right, loves. Well, I hope you all have a wonderful night. I am not going to watch The Bachelor, but I may watch Netflix.
Oh, I got Netflix on.
Okay, well, I might watch one show and I'm going to bed. All right, guys. Well, I hope you have a good night. Don't forget to register for your team cup. I'm going to try to register tomorrow. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Okay.
Thank
All
you.
right. See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.